Hey guys, this is another one for the Getting Paid playlist, and as you know, my name's Annabelle. I'm in Primark again, and I couldn't help myself. This is another jacket, another colour in the same style jacket that I wore the other week, and it is just so beautiful. I don't have enough money to buy it though. Couldn't find any trousers or any shirts or blouses or tops or anything nice to go with it when it comes to job interviews and things like that. Do you know the weirdest thing, right? I told you I already didn't get WH Smith, but they sent me an email to say I didn't get it. But they've already stated, look, if we don't call you in 2 weeks, you haven't got the job. They didn't call me in 2 weeks, so I said you didn't get the job. I don't need an email now because you've already not contacted me in 2 weeks, and they sent the email 4 weeks later to say you ain't got the job. How annoying. So yes, I am still preparing for rough sleeping. I'm still preparing for rough sleeping, meaning I'm getting rid of all my belongings. I don't have a kitchen. So it's literally all the food that I had, especially after getting an allergy test. Oh, I've just got rid of it. I've just dumped it. I didn't know who wanted it. I just dumped it. And the utensils, I guess I'll get rid of. And then that's it. Officially, I am homeless. I was in temporary accommodation as the duty to the council. And that temporary accommodation is not safe for women. It's not safe for women. It's there for, it's a front. It's a fucking front. Another place, a building, an institution that's a front. It's a fucking front. It's not safe for me. It's not safe. So I'm leaving. I refused. I refuse. I refuse to live under those circumstances. So if I've got to become a savage on the streets of these streets of London, like on my own, I guess I've got to. I guess I've got to become a savage on the streets of London. I do feel like J-Lo in the play video in this. I can do anything. Yes. So the reason why I'm not wearing anything underneath it is because I couldn't find anything underneath it. To put underneath it, but the jacket is gorge. I've also taken a lovely picture of it, which I'm getting ready to post on the Instagram. It's well cut. I mean, the lapels just look good. And it's got this drawstring to go through it, or belt, shall I say? Will we call it a belt? And it's to the ankles. I'd definitely say it's to the ankles. The colour is gorgeous. It doesn't have as much shine as the brown jacket. I tell you that much. It doesn't have much shine because of the colour, but it's good. The detailing is just fabulous. So what can I say? I'm on a budget. I can't afford a lot of things. So staying safe when you're a rough sleeper. I haven't even been thinking of staying safe because I'm so freaking angry. Like, I think of all like the valuables I have on myself, and I think, well, women get robbed, raped and beaten up and used and sent here and there everywhere on the streets, as well as men too. So I don't know. I think of all the places that I need to stay warm, basically, and how to stay respectful when you're staying warm in places. So frustrating. I mean, luckily I've been able to have a shower in the gym, so thankful and grateful that I can have a shower in the gym, because obviously getting fit is one of my priorities. So luckily they have a shower and I don't have to lug around a gym bag all day. So now I have 20 more days until I finish my novel, and then I have to go in for about a week or so to tidy up. And also, well, how can I say about the uni workload? I mean, the books hasn't been as hard to find. I've still been able to find some books, but I do worry about when you're trying to achieve the highest mark on assignments, between 80 and 100. I know I'm not that much of a brain box, but I thought I could at least have a go with the books to show my understanding. So I guess I've got to use the lectures to show my understanding. Criticising something that frustrates you, like Marxism. Criticising something like Marxism, it's just ridiculous. It just chills up my body and it makes me boil. I hate criticising Marxism because I hate it. It's just ridiculous. It's just fucking ridiculous. Yeah, the problems in this world will all be solved if we were to have if the social was to take care of all housing and whatnot, and if everybody was to get paid the same wage no matter the fucking skill or the effort. That might be communism in that a bit. So you got what, Marxism, socialism and communism. I just don't even have the respect or enthusiasm to pronounce it properly because it does my freaking head in. I'm not anti-capitalist. I'm just anti not having a good, what's the word now? I'm anti not having a fair opportunity to strive. I've got these flipping delusional bitches that keep following me and thinking, yeah, right, I've decided this is what I want in my life, right? I've decided this is what I've got to go back to. What was I praised for in education throughout my life? Through junior school, through senior school, high school, whatever you want to say. That was the only fucking thing I was ever praised for. Everything else was just a disappointing battle when life isn't fair and some mother's probably blackmailed the teacher to make sure that her child wins. Everybody thinks they've got to be first in a queue, innit? We all think we've got to be first in a queue for things, whether it's housing, whether it's a place in university, or whether it's a job. We all think we've got to be first for it. But the best person for the job should get the job. Not the best person with bad intentions, but the best person should get the job. And I tell you, a novelist is the best place for me. In the life that has been exposed to me whilst being in London since, well, being homeless in London since January 2021. It's the best place for me. And what annoys me is the people that follow and don't want it, but just think, well, is this where I can be a fucking scrupulous, fucking cunning, shrew witch? Is this where I can be one? That's what I fucking feel like. That's what I fucking feel like. I'm wondering if I should apply for one more job at WH Smith, because I think that's the best place for me. It only sells confectionery, it doesn't sell groceries. That's why it's the best place for me. It sells newspapers, it sells books, it sells greeting cards and stationery. That's why it's the best place for me when it comes to working. I would be rubbish in a supermarket because I just can't take irritants. I just can't take it. And it's a business. You want your customers to come back. And you know, some people go into supermarkets just to have a conversation. I'm not that type. I'd rather have a conversation about the latest novel, the latest newspaper article, or someone's creative writing that really touched you, something that was emotive. I'd rather have a conversation about that. I don't want a conversation about, oh, it's raining tonight. I just can't work in a supermarket. I'd be awful. And I do believe I'm going to act violently if I'm reduced to working in a supermarket. I haven't worked in a supermarket since I was 16, and even then I was rubbish at it. I spent most of the time wondering when I can face up. And the kiosk exposed me to gambling. The lottery, mate. I'd be rubbish in that. Clothing stores, I'll be rubbish in a clothing store, because I'll be honest. I know things have changed because there's not much of this commission opportunity anymore. There's not much of the commission pay structure. I'll be honest. I won't be good in a clothing store. I just be no good in it. And I think the best place for someone like me is behind a computer, completing novels and columns, and having talks with people who have an opinion on those novels and columns. Oh, how's university going? Oh, I haven't started a society yet. I haven't been very sociable. I haven't been my sociable self. I mean, when the task is at hand, I do pitch in as much as I can. I feel like a bad student because I haven't read up on things. And I've got an assignment due in 4 days. And it's an essay and creative writing in 4 days that I have to hand in. And I'm not freaking out about it. I'm going to do the best I can with as much as understanding as I've got. But it infuriates me that we have to talk about fucking Marxism. Fuck off, Marxist. Fuck off. Capitalism isn't the end all of this world. It isn't the fucking detriment of this world. It's humans that fuck it up. I'm not an eco-warrior either. So fuck off too, eco-warriors. I just want an equal chance to start a business. I want an equal chance to apply for a job. And if I'm not the best person, and if Darley Anderson doesn't like my novel, then that's the end of the world for me. I know it sounds childish, but that's the end of the world for me. He's the only one that could ever have the skills and the smarts to sell what I want to create in the form of a novel. I don't know. I have sent something to him, but I used a pen name and I hated what I wrote. I know I just got panicked and rushed, but this time I love what I'm writing. Apart from the interruption. Fuck off with your interruptions. It's a fucking love story I'm writing between a woman who's isolated and a man that had a little bit more friends than she did. Fuck off with your interruptions. Don't interrupt me when I'm writing a novel. Don't interrupt me when I'm trying to write an essay. I don't want to be stupefied. I feel like I'm being stupefied. I feel like sometimes I feel like a rocket ship that is being controlled by engineers and astronauts on the ground. That's how I feel sometimes. When did Primark start doing 2XL? So what do you think of this jacket? I know I should, but it's just too much to say. When it comes to preparing for rough sleeping, I've been keeping the windows open because it's cold out there. And I've been wondering, how am I going to get my duvet to locations, and how am I going to get my duvet safe and dry when I'm in university? That's all log in with a freaking duvet into lectures. It's ridiculous. I think it's too expensive to live on campus. The amount of money they want each term to live on campus, like, hell no. Who can live like that? I mean, after the global pandemic, I suppose the new norm has just exploded into something that's unrecognizable as life. It just has. I feel sorry for them sometimes, because what I used to see students living while I was a career woman or trying to attain a career, and what I see now is like, God. Or am I just too old to recognize that they are having a fantastic time? Because it doesn't look like a fucking fantastic time. It's like corners and trenches. That's what it feels like. Okay, I've waffled on to you guys about getting paid and being on a budget and not being able to afford to be sexy. I can't afford a brush reduction. That's why I don't want to be in a fucking classroom teaching. I don't want fucking students ogling my ginormous boobies. I just don't. And there are no clothes that fit nicely. Even when they make the size 20 clothes in this store, it doesn't fit around the bust nicely, because they make the pattern according to the chest and not the bust. And that is what's fucking pissing me off. Don't make size 20 clothes for size 16 boobs. Anyway, have a fantastic week next week. This is the last video in the edition of the new playlist that will be around for about another 8 months or so. Okay, take care. No interruptions, please.